that will even add more luster to the memory that they're going to have today.
And you see the Penguin players, Mike, they're trying not to allow Gretzky to set up good plays or to let him shoot, but at the same time, you don't sense they're going to go and physically play it, take the body. You haven't seen that, have you? It's a strange look. You feel that there's some respect out there.
Back ahead with it now comes Hrdina. Hrdina moves, and it's dumped on through to the corner. Back along by Peter Popovich. Bouncing puck is taken back to neutral ice, and ahead with it now is Kevin Stevens. Stevens lobbing one along. That will maybe result in an offside. It's on a delay right now, but that's wiped as the Penguins carry it back over their defensive blue line and just lob it back. Brian Leach with it. Under 5 minutes to go in the first. Leach with an 80-footer. Away from the backhand reach of Barato. Jabbed around behind and played by Sven Bukashon. Back on now for Lang, who connects to neutral ice. On with it is Kovalov. Alexei Kovalov motoring on in, trying to get through, and is sent flying by Schneider. The puck into his skates, who jabbed back across by Stevens. Another line change now, and Gretzky is back out.
Almost too many men on the ice. Wouldn't that have been something? And it was Wayne that jumped on the ice. Wouldn't that have been something?
Well, he would have been on the stat sheet for the day so far, wouldn't he? Here's Robert Lang trying to swagger by. Fed one in front, and it's collared by Gretzky. Lang sped by and took it away, and then got it as far as center, but it's Gretzky bringing it ahead and is just surrounded by white, black, and gold. Jammed on back into traffic, but worked back on for Kovalov. Kovalov trying to fight his way by the defense, and Rumenender says no, even though he doesn't have a stick. Lift off of Sundstrom. Out to Gretzky, but the pass intercepted by Morozov. Fired off the shoulder of linesman Jean Morin. Brought back out now by Rumenender. Ender popped one that's gathered in by Morin. John McLean swats at it. And then it is forced back in by Brian Bonin, and a little tricky one for Mike Richter. He just decides to hang on to it now. 12 shots to 7 Rangers, no score in the game so far. Trevor and Ty looking on. On Hrdina in on the faceoff for Pittsburgh. Here you see Ty and Trevor Gretzky right down next to the ice with souvenir pucks. Wouldn't have much trouble getting an autograph, would they?
One of the little guys, Wayne asked the other day, you going to go to the game and see my last game? He said, Dad, I got a baseball game. Do I have to go?
Barnaby a shot, and that one saved by Richter. Puck controlled to the corner and then flung around by Rob Brown. Chopped on back by Warenka, and it's collared by Matthew Schneider, and Schneider just lobs it back to neutral ice.
One guy.
Well, Paulina, his daughter, did not come to the press conference, did she?
No, she was, Wayne said that she didn't want to get too teary-eyed. See a lot of sadness, even though he turned it into a celebration on his own. Most of us were the ones that were sad.
Finesse toward Barato, but off his big pad. Worked for behind by Mike Knuble, trying to work to the front with Graves. Moving in and twisting with it now to Savard. Savard able to get it back to Schneider. Schneider fakes the drive, steps by, shooting! And it's blocked by the defense of Warenka. Hoisted back on for the Penguins to bring out. And it's backhanded in, and then heading to the bench is Brown. This will be an icing call, and so play will be stopped. Sam Rosen spoke with Mario Lemieux just literally seconds ago.
Mario, your thoughts about wanting to be here on this day for Wayne?
Well, I wanted to be here. It's a very special day. I've certainly mixed emotions. One, I'm happy for Wayne because of I think he's making the right decision. He's accomplished so much throughout his career, and the other side is hockey's losing the greatest player ever, and that's why it's sad. But I'm happy for him and his family, and I wish him nothing but the best in the future.
Your rivals on the ice, one day you might wind up as rival owners.
Well, it's a possibility. I'm trying to do the best thing for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I'm sure that eventually he wants to be an owner as well. So maybe in a couple of years we'll be facing each other again.
Great to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Mario Lemieux indeed doing the best he can for the city of Pittsburgh in that storied franchise that he brought to such prominence.
Well, I hope he can get it taken care of, Mike, and that has to happen probably in the next couple of months, knowing that you have to be able to sell everything for next season to get to business, to do your work. And let's hope it works for Mario and for the Penguins and for the city of Pittsburgh.
Puck chip to the front, and Richter will just trap. They've lost 3,700 season ticket holders over the last couple of years. They are at 8,300 now, according to last reports. They'd like to get back to that good 12,000 level. They've offered a tremendous package for the playoffs. You can get 12 games for as low as $216. That's $18 a game. They want the place sold out. They want crowd support, and they want to show the citizens of the Pittsburgh area that they mean business, and they're anxious as all get out to not only have a good team, but to stay.
Well, they get the rust off of Tommy Barrasso, and Jaromir Jagr tunes in like only Jagr can in this league right now. It'll be a very dangerous club in the playoffs.
Sundstrom and McLean, the wingers for Wayne Gretzky, and the pass is brought over by Leach, moves up with Gretzky and gives to him. Gretzky, big drive! It's deflected and it went just wide, and it's tipped back out. And there to gather it in is Popovich.
He loves to shoot high to the catching glove side. Many of his goals have been scored on that spot. And that time he just missed. One of the great ones he said he ever scored was a shot to that spot above the catching glove of Mike Vernon at the time playing for the Calgary Flames. What a battle that used to be. Mike was a great goaltender and still is in those Battle of Alberta days.
Sundstrom on back to Tamer. That paddled away by Barrasso, chipped by Sundstrom around to Gretzky. Flip one in front, and it's knifed away by Kovalov on defense.
Again, Gretzky's there, Mike, and Hatcher's there against him.
Gretzky feeds to the back. Oh, and it skipped off the stick, and so Schneider will drop back for it, and then it's pinballed off him.
You notice, now Gretzky goes off, so does Hatcher. Hatcher's got the long reach, so he doesn't have to go chase Gretzky behind the net. He's using that long reach. That's how he's trying to stop those very impressive passes that Gretzky has made for 30 years, 35 years.
Tamer with the hard blast. Wayne Gretzky has scored off tons of goaltending, but in 3 games against my partner, he never beat him.
A few assists, though.
Here's Tamer, shoveling one, juggled and held by Barrasso. Coming up at the New Dodge intermission, Sam Rosen will talk to the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Plus, Susie Colbert will bring you scores and highlights. That's all next at intermission.
Wayne got a call this morning from Michael Jordan telling Wayne to enjoy the day. It'll be yours. Just enjoy it as much as you can. Wayne had a quiet night last night. Got home around 5 and was up early this morning. And it's a beautiful day here in New York City. And we're very well organized, extremely organized. Whatever. There he is, the big boy. And do they love him here? They just showed him up on the big screen. The applause. Mark played some great hockey here in this city. And does he love to come back? And do they love to have him back, Mike?
You never cease being a fan favorite here, do you? Big shot by Popovich, blocked in front. Loose puck came on back. Well, that's not always the case, but in his case, it's never going to fail.
That may have been Barrasso's best save, the last one.
Popovich's shot is blocked down. Angled back, and then feathered further. But Gretzky at the bench right now in the last 7 seconds of this first period, but Sam Rosen will get his thoughts during our upcoming intermission.
Shot 16-8 in favor of the Rangers, and both goaltenders were very good. I think you'll see the tempo and a little bit of both being picked up as we move on.
That's the end of the first period with the score. Wayne Gretzky and his Rangers nothing, the Penguins nothing. Susie Colbert will be along with the New Dodge intermission report after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Penguins fighting to climb out that 8th playoff spot. Bruins and Flyers. This game means a lot, of course, all around the league, paying their respects to Wayne. Philly on the power play. Eric Desjardins, John LeClaire takes the shot. Blocked by Callis. LeClaire there to knock it in. And Philly on the board, 1-0. Just over a minute later, Sergei Samsonov gets it past John Van Beesbrook, all tied up at 1. Philly now on the power play. Eric Desjardins winds up and takes the shot, his 15th on the year. Leading 2-1, the winner gets the 5th seed in the East and will take on Toronto. Loser plays Carolina. Colorado leading Dallas 1-0. Stars open the playoffs against Edmonton. Avalanche open against San Jose. And St. Louis is leading LA in the last game at the Forum. As the New Dodge intermission report continues, Sam Rosen sits down with Wayne Gretzky. Don't miss this.
Teammates forever. Gretzky and Messier. His father said, don't go where the puck is. You go where it's going to be. Pretty good advice. Play the best every time out there. That's what Walter said. And now, the family enjoying this day as well. Sam Rosen will talk with Wayne Gretzky after this.
Saturday's Dodge Caravan opens up. It's a cabin in the woods, complete with heated power recliners. It's your own private ski lodge, or your workshop for building one. It's your place in the...
Well, one period played here at Madison Square Garden in New York, and we have no score. Earlier, Sam Rosen talked with Wayne Gretzky following this scoreless first period.
Well, this was quite a day, quite a ceremony on the ice. How are you handling all of this?
Well, since Thursday I've been overwhelmed. It's been just a tremendous 4 days for me. It's a sad time and yet it's a happy time. I said to some of my good friends today, I said, it's not a passing on, it's a moving on, and that's the way I've looked at it. I was thrilled that Mark could be here and Glenn Sather and Mr. Bettman with the National Hockey League, and it was just a tremendous gift that my teammates and Neil Smith from the Rangers gave me. Just a wonderful time so far, and I've enjoyed it.
You have been steadfast all week in your decision. No wavering. You're certain you're walking around with an air that says, I've done the right thing. Why are you so sure this is the right time to go?
Well, nobody wants it to be the right time. We want to play forever. It's especially when you love something. And I love the game of hockey as much as anything in the world. And it's the hardest decision I've ever had to make. But I still know in my heart it's the right decision. Since Saturday of last week, I haven't wavered 1 ounce. I've talked to a lot of good friends, a lot of close friends. I had dinner with Brett Hull in Dallas last Friday, and I talked to Paul Coffey and Messier, and of course my wife. And I just keep coming back to the same thing. I'm making the right decision, and I appreciate all their advice, but I made the right decision.
When did you, I want to think back to the early days. When were you first called the Great One? Who labeled you the Great One, the Great Gretzky?
Well, there was a reporter in my hometown, Arnold Anderson, who interviewed me when I was 6, and he started to give me some publicity as a PR, and then this a writer from London, Ontario, by the name of John Herbert, nicknamed me the Great One in an article, and I was 9 years old, and the pressure and the name has stuck ever since.
The years in Edmonton, what were they like for you?
Words really can't describe it. It was a wonderful place to live. I made some great friends, and of course the memories of the great players and the great teams that I had there, I'll never forget.
What about the future? What does the future hold for you? Is it too soon to think about?
Way too soon. Right now, I want to enjoy these last 2 periods. Last night we were together, all our full family, and I left around 8 o'clock, and said I'm getting to bed early tonight. I want to be able to play well and do the best I can, enjoy the last 2 periods. Once that's over, and I'll start thinking about the rest of my life.
Best of luck. It's been great to see you.
Thank you for all your help, man.
He wanted a celebration, and it started off that way, wonderfully emotional, joyous ceremony. Undoubtedly, it'll continue that way, too. Wayne Gretzky will return to the ice for the second period in just a moment.
Welcome to the playoffs. Stanley Cup playoffs on Fox begin next week.
Through every high-speed corner, down every flat-out straightaway, every Indy Lights car runs on Dayton Daytona tires. Dayton. Performance for every road.
For the Dayton Tire retailer nearest you, call 1-800-88-TIRES.
Today, Labatt announced the expansion of Labatt Blue to the U.S. market.
Oh? I love Canada. It's my home. But come on, it's an entire country north of Buffalo. This coat is not that warm, eh? Oh, that's lovely. If I can get the best part of Canada and live in the States, you tell me, huh? Checkmate.
Labatt Blue, pure Canada.
Did not see that coming.
Introducing Nissan's SE Limited. Special value-added versions of the SE Maxima, Ultima, and newly redesigned Pathfinder. They may be called limited, but they come with a list of features that's anything but. a limited time, get $1,500 back on Altima, including the affordably priced SE Limited. Offer ends April 30th.
Just as I suspected. I'm afraid it's broken.
Oh, no.
That's okay. Now we'll have this taken care of in a jiffy.
For all of life's little breaks, be sure you get the help you can depend on the road glass.
Thanks, it's beautiful. You'd never know it was broken.
My pleasure. Let me know the next time I can help out.
Oh!
On the road glass for all of life's little breaks.
The battle in Kosovo. Stay with Fox Rochester for updates and the full story on the 10 o'clock news.
NHL on Fox. The NHL on Fox is brought to you by the new Dodge. It's about change. A crisp, clean, less sweet taste of Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Out-and-out refreshment. By FedEx. Next time, send it FedEx and be absolutely sure. And by 10-10-220. Dial it and talk up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents.
Well, the Fox Stanley Cup playoff coverage will begin next Sunday, quarterfinals Game 3. In addition to regional action, Detroit at Anaheim and Phoenix against the St. Louis Blues. Well, I mentioned that John Davidson actually played against Wayne Gretzky 3 times, and so there really isn't just to ask how things went, other than the fact that he did not give up a goal. But who do you think Wayne's the most challenging goaltending situation was, and maybe who was the best goaltender on his team?
You know, when you ask him these questions, he knows immediately. He knows immediately who was the best at this and what was the best at that. And he said the best 2 goalies he ever played with, of course, I assumed would be Grant Fuhr, Mike Richter. Grant Fuhr won championships. Mike Richter he loves playing with here in New York, so he said that. I said, who's the best you ever played against? He said, the best money goaltender I ever played against, Billy Smith. And a lot of people have thought about that, huh, Mike, over the years?
Billy Smith, who authored the New York Islanders 4 consecutive championships in the early 1980s.
He said that's the best money goaltender he ever played against, and that's a nice compliment for Billy, who's now on the coaching staff with the Florida Panthers.
You don't often describe a goaltender as a fierce warrior. Billy Smith was. Sundstrom tried to knock that one away so that it could be played by John McClain, but instead it's thrown back out by Straka, worked back ahead up the wing, and tossed to the front of the net by Rob Brown, but that broken up. Played along to the corner and worked back for John McClain. McClain works it back over for Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky motoring ahead with it now. Wayne Gretzky controlling in the traffic. Watched by Hatcher. Threw one in front, scramble there, and kicking out was Barrasso, and he's able to punch it away. Oh, a sparkling play by Tom Barrasso. Or it might have been a point for Wayne Gretzky on the setup. Turned around behind, off of Popovich's stick. Picked up by the Penguins, Jaromir Jagr, pursued by McClain. Jagr, nice finesse move, got it to the back, and then second thought crushed through, that time by the defense of Ian Moran. John Verdino. But then on the outside, it came to Warenka. Warenka turned it around for Jagr. Jagr feeling with it, watched by Leach. Jagr forced further. Puck dropped on and carried back out again for a pass over to Savard. Oh, and it would have been an offside pass had it been a holdup by Leach. Puck knocked away by Savard, then spiked away from the front of the net. Worked back away from Schneider and back down, and there'll be an icing touch-up coming here from Tamer. Well, in that first period of play, the Bud Light stat board shows us the following. 16 shots for the Rangers and 8 for the Penguins. Scoring chances 5-4 in favor of the Rangers. The face-offs 10-6 Pittsburgh, and just one minor penalty.
Rangers just had a scoring chance a moment ago. Gretzky with a backhand turnaround forehand pass, flipped it up. And you can see in front, Nicholas Sundstrom couldn't handle a puck. Tom Barrasso aggressively got across to chip the puck away. Here's Gretzky again. Stays away from 4 different Penguins. Takes a look and makes the pass in front. The plays are close to clicking, but they haven't clicked just yet in this game for Gretzky.
Gretzky resting right now. Number 99 will not be worn again. Will Paymont wore it for Toronto. 1979-82 as a shot by Mike Knuble got the glass. Leo Borgo and Joe Lamb both wore 99 for the Montreal Canadiens in the 34-35 season, when there were a lot of high numbers. Rick Dudley in Buffalo wore number 17 at the start.
At the start.
Yes. But then away he went. Remember Brian Lawton of the Minnesota North Stars wore 98. He said, not as good as Gretzky, I just want to be in the neighborhood.
Rick Dudley is now the general manager of the Ottawa Senators. He was telling a story about wearing number 99. It's Winnipeg, I think, at the time they went into Edmonton. He said he got booed off the ice. How dare you come in here wearing number 99? And he was laughing, giggling about it a little bit.
Puck comes back to the point, and it's held there by Tamer. Dub shot by Matthew Schneider. Rangers try to cycle it along. It came from Knuble. Knuble wearing the double number 2. You know where I'm headed with this one, don't you? Was there a goaltender in the history of this storied franchise who wore 00 at one time?
You know, the best thing about that, Mike,
what?
It's now against the rules of the National Hockey League to wear 00.
Should it be?
Yes, it should.
How many games did you wear 00?
Oh, I don't know. Not that many. But you know what happened was Rod Gilbert had number 7, and he retired. Phil Esposito came here, and he decided to wear 77. So he asked if he could get some help, because nobody did too many things like that in those days. I said, sure, what do you want me to do? Just wear 00. I said, no. Just please, it's okay. And that was not a smart move. Not at all.
This is Morozov behind. Circling with it is Lang. A shot! Save! Richter, and he covers. Okay, why wasn't it a smart move?
It just invited too much aggravation, Mike. It really did.
From fans?
From fans, from everybody. And when you have people screaming, that's not your goals against average, is it? They had a good point. Wayne Gretzky, again, we mentioned it during the first trade, will use 40 different sticks in this game. Mike Folga, the trainer, got him all. Mike, look, this is kind of a sped-up version of what he went through in warm-up. Handle a puck a few times, go in and make a play. Head to the bench. Mike Folga was there. Handoff. Here we go. With a big smile. You'll have a brand new jersey on now for this second period. Everybody. There we go. Handoff again. The handoffs worked well. Mike Folga was exhausted. He had to take 40 of these things to get them ready. Mike, they had a big pail of powder, talcum powder. He likes to put powder on the blade, on the tape, to make it a little softer to handle a puck properly. They had a big pail of this stuff going in and out with these sticks.
So 4 jerseys, you think, today, and 40 sticks, was it?
40 sticks, 3 jerseys for sure, and possibly 1 after warm-up.
Puck tipped to neutral ice and regathered by the defense for the Penguins. It is Yager having dropped back into that location. Now it's worked on across for Slater. Big drive, deflected up into the seats. Play is stopped. 3:07 gone, second period. We still have no score at Madison Square Garden on Fox. He gets the puck on the right to McSorley.
As a mountain stream. Head for the mountains of Bushmere. The biggest websites, from Amazon.com to Yahoo. And the biggest companies, from British Airways to General Motors, use Oracle for e-business. Do you? The internet is revolutionizing business. From Egghead.com to eBay. From E-Trade to Excite. The companies that know the internet best use Oracle for e-business. Do you?
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Cat forward space and available CD. Dream a little dream of me. The next Neon, a lot more to love.
Gretzky in on the face-off with Martin Straka of Pittsburgh.
Gretzky's trying to set up John McLean for some type of play. See, McLean's trying to get loose. Gretzky couldn't move the puck over the blue line. He tried to on that play.
Sundstrom, but that one bounced back. Spiked back to neutral ice, though, by Peter Popovich.
A whole lot of Slager and Hatcher on the ice whenever Gretzky's out there. And a number of times Gretzky's line's been out there when Yager's line's been on the ice.
That one kicked out from Gretzky. Sundstrom fed one, but that one cut off And twirling on back with it, having some trouble is Straka. Straka hooked at Slager, left it behind, still with some trouble. Can't get it out. Gretzky on back, gets it back again. The nest one across. He faked the big drive and tried to connect with McLean, but that went off his stick. Now it's Gretzky around behind. Trickles one to the front that's knocked away by the defense of Hatcher. And floated back to neutralize. 3:50 gone, second period. No score in the game. It's going to change the Rangers. It's angled back ahead for Martin Straka, but dug out by Leach. Back ahead with it comes Kevin Stevens, broken up by Slager. Rob Brown twisted it ahead, but it's Manny Malhotra for the Rangers. Nice kick to control. Langdon put one off the goalkeeper Barrasso. It's swatted behind by Stevens. Malhotra turns with it there. Malhotra on the cycle for Langdon. Langdon spun by Hatcher. Puck dug out by Malhotra. Good hit on him. Langdon continuing to work for the Rangers in this scoreless game. 3 shots apiece. Reaching for that one and trying to steer it to the front with Malhotra. Now it's Stevens circling. Stevens fed into the back. Ruminander lifted one that's grabbed by Barrasso, and play is stopped.
Like in Ottawa during the Rangers' last game in Canada, as things heat up here a little bit, the CTV network up there ran a graphic of the top 10 Gretzky's moments in his own memories. So I asked him about them. He said, number 10, top moment for me, or hockey memories, would be playing with the New York Rangers, number 10. Number 9, his first NHL goal against goaltender Glenn Hanlon. Number 8, 1987, they won the Canada Cup, beating the Russian team. It was a great series. Number 7, goal 802, and that was against Vancouver's Kirk McLean. And number 6 was the 83 All-Star game, in which he scored 4 goals in the third period on Long Island. And it was interesting to sit down with Wayne and say, oh, here's your top 10. He said, I'm going to revise it and make a couple of changes, which he did. And we'll go over the other 5 a little later in the broadcast. But he knew in order where they were, what they were, and what meant the most to him of all his memories.
Langdon, a roughing penalty at 4:39, so the Rangers will be shorthanded. We mentioned he felt Billy Smith was the toughest goaltender to play against. Mark Messier was the best teammate he had. Mario Lemieux, the toughest opponent that he had during that period of time.
The goaltender he scored the most goals on was Richard Brodeur with 29 of those. Mike Liu, 23 times he scored on him. And in the playoffs, the most goals he scored was 12 against Mike Vernon, as far as one goaltender goes.
Glenn Hanlon, ex-Ranger.
Yeah, good guy, coaching in Vancouver with the Canucks.
It is Yager chipping one along, and an offside call. So Glenn Hanlon yielded his first goal, and in the career of Mike Gartner, Mr. Hanlon gave up goals number 100, 200, and 300. I don't think I'm going to get any calls or any cards from Glenn Hanlon. Good guy, though.
Oh, great guy.
Here is, throw that in.
Here is Glenn Hanlon in goal. Caught with the left hand, and Gretzky on the backhand, and there's the pump. His last goal he had scored, that was against Wade Flaherty of the Islanders, and there it is. He chipped it in to break the record on March 29th, held by Gordie Howe. By the way, that's in the top 5 of his favorites. Yeah, and so it should have been. That was a game winner, by the way, in the win over the Islanders.
More assists than anybody ever had points. Points, for those of you who don't follow hockey a lot, are goals and assists added together. The column of points. There's Yager dealing one along on this power play for Pittsburgh. Jaromir Yager working the outside. This looks over the traffic, deals it around behind. Brown tapped it back over to Yager. 5.5 gone, second period. Nearing the halfway point of the power play. Oh, and a shot to the front by Andrzejczak is blocked down by the defense. Teams won't say what their preference is, but during the season, Pittsburgh won 1 out of 5 from New Jersey. Against Ottawa, the Penguins had 2 wins, a loss, and a tie. If nothing changes and the Penguins lose this game, they would wind up playing New Jersey, the team that they have the much poorer record against during the regular season. If they win, they would temporarily go ahead of Buffalo, but Buffalo doesn't play until 6 o'clock today against Washington. So an interesting combination of starting times and scenarios and scoreboard watching today.
Dominic Caution, don't forget that. Could be a factor along the way here.
Think he'll play? Here's Kovalov moving in. Kovalov eyed up by Tamer. Alexei Kovalov on this power play that's got a dozen seconds to go, and it's cleared back down to the Rangers.
Excellent penalty kill by the Rangers, as the Penguins, who have 3 lines of good offensive players, couldn't Rangers can't get set at all. They can't get the puck into the Rangers zone as the power play expires.
Get Miller onto Yager now. Yager defended by Rumenender. Fed onto the back. Shovel shot by Moran went wide. Penalty time is up. The teams are back at full strength. No score in the game. 13:05 to go, second period. The battle continues on the wall, and it's Yager emerging. Jaromir Yager forced to the line, but not out. Puck broken down, though, and Graves can start it ahead. It's shuttled right back along for the Penguins to attack again. Kip Miller's pass bounced over to Yager, set it up to Straka. Straka couldn't get the wrist shot away, and the Rangers twirl with it and bring it back out.